everybody. Welcome to the stream. We're going to keep an ear out because the potential, the possibility for my child to hurt herself outside is so high right now. The second that I needed to start work, man, the second that I needed to start, it was immediately, wait, but I want to work on my school project, which she can't do alone. I was like, you have to wait for me. And then it was, okay, well, I want to practice riding the bike, which I would say every other time yesterday was her first time riding a bike properly ever. So I understand wanting to keep riding the bike, but pretty much maybe every other time she rides it, she falls and cries. So I was like, okay, but I have to go to work. She was like, fine, then go to work. I'm going to bike by myself and I'll be totally fine. I was like, okay. So just going to keep my ear peeled. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah, I might just be being overprotective. But also, I was there yesterday, you know. I was there for it yesterday. I'm just pulling from previous knowledge. That's all. I saw part 1. I was there for season 1. It's fine. It's fine. She did 3 different times yesterday say she was never going to ride the bike again, and then like 15 minutes later hop back on. So I am proud of her for that. But the project, guys. So I've said before that at my kids' school, they have big projects and they're told like, this is the subject matter. This is what we want you to learn about. You can present the information you've learned in whatever way you want, as long as it's safe and you can get it to school. So she asked her teacher if she could make a gigantic cake to showcase something that she's learned about Egypt. And her teacher was like, that sounds awesome. Do it. So... girl, tell me why my entire weekend has been making a sarcophagus cake with my child. Look, it's awesome. She's doing great with it, but holy shit, it's so involved. It's taking so much time. It's so involved. You sound lower volume than usual. That's my life. I'm at max on everything. The Rodecaster reset. I don't know what to do anymore. Let me check a Windows thing really quick. Here we go. Ready? Hello, testing. That's better, isn't it? Windows was doing it. Why was the cake necessary? My kid asked if she could make a cake. Sorry, I think you missed that part. My kid asked if she could make a cake, and the teacher said yes. No, the title is a goof on, there's a Japanese VTuber management company that's they trademarked the term CrossTuber, which is just XTUBER. They trademarked CrossTuber to be somebody who does IRL content as well as VTuber content. And a bunch of us that already do that, we're like, shit, guys. oh my God. Yeah. Well, at first she wanted to do a pyramid. And I was like, what if we didn't do that? So we started spitballing other things. And landed on a sarcophagus, which is pretty tight. It's pretty sick because, like, you know, you can display a little, like, some hieroglyphics that you learn. You can show, like, different iconography that's on a lot of them and talk to the class about why it's on there and, you know, etc. Is it going to have a body inside? We talked about it being a piñata cake. For those of you who don't know what that is, it's where you cut into the cake and a bunch of candy comes out. We talked about doing that, and then her having a moment where she's like, and inside the cake is a terrifying mummy. But then you cut into it and go, just kidding, it's candy. But that was too much. Too much. It was too much work. So what we did do that helped a lot, my mother-in-law makes a lot of cakes. So we went to her like, hey, do you have any ideas on how to do this? Not asking you to like help make it, but any ideas on how to do this? And she was like, honestly, I'd go to the grocery store and buy a pre-made cake and just have the project be decorating it because you don't need all that. And that's exactly what we did. And it was the best idea ever. What's the medium of decoration? Yeah. So we bought 2 thin Madeira cakes and put them topside together so that the inside is the icing that was on top of the Madeira cake. And then we bought circle ones exactly the same to be the top. So it goes like circle and then down, and then we used some extra bits that got cut off from other pieces to make the bottom like flare out a little bit. And then we got yellow fondant because she was like, we should do icing and then draw on the icing. And I was like, I have to be honest with you. I don't think we can draw on the icing. So we got yellow fondant and rolled it out as thin as possible, as thin as we possibly could to cover this entire cake. And forever ago, for a totally different thing, for like her 3rd birthday or something, we bought like cake pens, like to draw on cakes and things. So we fished those out and quickly realized that was kind of a nightmare. It's really difficult. So instead, to make like, because there's a lot of lines, there's a lot of geometry on a sarcophagus. So to make the lines, we took sticks. I'm trying to think of what they're called, like skewers, and are using them to like sort of press into the fondant to like make a dip. And then inside of the dips, we're using strawberry laces and putting strawberry laces in the dips to make the lines, which has turned out sick. That has worked really well. No, the hardest bit has been the face, which I could have told you was going to be the case. She tried to make the face quite a few times and had a big crash out over it, so I'm helping. How big is it? Like this big. It takes up an entire shelf of our fridge. God, it's gigantic. It's a nightmare. Why did we do this? It's turning out great, though. It's turning out great. Well, keep in mind, she's trying to feed 25 kids or something. So I'm so worried about it getting carried there and back. I mean, it's getting carried there and then getting eaten. We're bringing, we found cupcakes at the store that are like gluten-free, dairy-free, etc. So all the kids get to eat something. But yeah, did you bring enough sarcophagus for everyone? Yeah. The school my mother teaches at doesn't allow cake unless it's very specific. So I have to submit a full list of everything that's in the cakes, which makes sense. Um, but yeah, I don't know exactly how all that's going to go down. Yeah, also might be cursed. For the love of cake, take pictures before moving it. I am concerned about the drive. The drive there is not walking with it, not as concerned. Driving with it, very concerned. Anywho, that's what we've been doing this weekend. I also fixed my lighting. So this all looks a lot better than it has the last few weeks, might I say. Very happy about that. It looks like less heavenly wrath. Not nearly as much heavenly wrath in here. Delighted. Delighted. I am also, if it feels like I'm complaining a lot, it might be attached to this next bit of info. Any of you who watched Geekenders, Jesse and I talked about, I was talking about how every year I like to try to not have caffeine for like a week or so. And Jesse was talking about how sometimes he has weed gummies to go to sleep. And once he's been using those, it's really hard to not use them because it's really difficult for him to sleep after. And after we had that convo, I was like, I should not drink coffee for a bit. That whole conversation made me go, I should not drink coffee for a little bit. So I had the bright idea to start doing that yesterday, the day that we were working on this cake. So many times Clark was like, you're getting really irritated. I was like, yeah. She was like, is that because your brain's having trouble doing stuff without the caffeine? Can you tell I over-explain things to my child? I was like, yeah. Yeah, it is. That's exactly what's happening. I was like, I might get a headache later, but you know, what are you going to do about that? But yes, it'll also make me a little bit irritable for a couple of days probably. And she was like, that's so weird. Why is that? Like, well, because my body's gotten really used to having this chemical all day long for multiple days in a row. And when it doesn't have it anymore, then it takes everything a couple of days to like balance back out. She was like, okay. And I was explaining to her a couple of days ago that I used to have a teacher who, if he didn't have coffee in the morning, like full on screamed at us. And so yesterday she was like, you're not screaming. I was like, well, I should hope not. Jeez. The bar is low, very low. Yeah. Oh, goodness. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I'm having chamomile tea. That's been my replacement hot drink. Because I love it. There's no caffeine in it. A lot of teas have caffeine. So if I'm trying to like not have caffeine, then I was like, I have to choose a hot drink that I like that doesn't have caffeine in it as a replacement. Because otherwise I'm going to be sitting there like I need a cigarette, right? Like, where's my mug? Where's my muggie? What's in here? I need something to drink. A lot of times I'll just do hot water, but just want something else, you know? I did pass out at 10 p.m. yesterday, though, while Sam and I were like trying to hang out. We sat on the couch. I was like, time to watch more Gachiakuta. I'm so excited. We're on episode like 15 or something. I was like, man, we're trucking through this show. Like, just passed the fuck out. Sam was like, you should go to bed. I was like, no. Perfect excuse for cocoa. If I liked hot chocolate or cocoa very much, absolutely. Rooibos has no caffeine? Really? I used to drink that a lot when I was home with my kid. When I was home with my kid? Jesus Christ. When I was home with my parents. I made a tea out of the apple tree leaves last year that was pretty good. I can't imagine that has caffeine in it. This is a tea we usually give kiddos and babies in South Africa. Oh, interesting. I love Bird and Blend. I had never heard of them before. And then when I went to wherever the fuck. It's not so helpful. When I went to Jesus, what is it called? What town is that? My brain is fully just making up English towns. Brayden, thank you. I was like, Blightly? just creating shit. Anyways, when I went to Brighton, they have a Bird and Blend store. And I went in there, I got their chai. They're like sticky honey chai. It's so good, dude. That shit's amazing. I brew that in hot milk. It's crazy. It goes so hard. Blightly, my favorite town. It sounds like a good fantasy England town for sure. It's the caffeine withdrawal. I'm also can't talk? I've heard barley tea is good, but it has a very specific flavor that not everybody's into. But people say that about oolong too, and I love oolong. No coffee head empty. No coffee. My brain. Definitely someplace that shit's going down in a Lovecraft novel. In Old Blightly. Yeah, I should just create a little collection of things that I like to drink when I don't want caffeine. That would be smart. Vodka. Nope, not on the list. I'm so sorry. Ba ba da 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 ba ba da da. Any word on Dodger Coffee tea line? What about it? Sorry, did we have a conversation about a thing and I don't remember? Hold on. Da 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 da. I really want to start drinking way more just regular water. My dad hates drinking water. He doesn't like the taste of it. Are you averse to drinking water, or do you just have trouble like working it into your life? Asmobean, welcome back. I don't like that. I push back on that. I'm going to push back on that a little bit. Those of you in chat saying that water doesn't taste like anything, that's so not true. That's not true though. It does taste like something. I played the demo of Esoteric Ebb. I have not sat down and played it properly since it came out. I really wanted to when it came out, and then we got and then we got pulled in. And then we got pulled in to the nightmare realm that is Pathologic 3. Which we are coming back to this week. The plan is for Wednesday, for it to be a Wednesday game. I know, I miss him too. He's just screaming in the void. It made me laugh really hard actually last week when I got Saturday and Sunday mixed up. And someone in chat was like, oh no. Oh no, she's becoming Dankowski. And we're Duck Game. Duck Game done. We 100%ed Duck Game. All done with Duck Game. Have you ever had water with high iron dissolved? I grew up with well water that had a lot of iron in it, if that counts. It tastes very different. But I didn't know that until I got older because it was the water that I drank every day. Yeah, I've had very hard water. Our water here is pretty hard. Not as hard as the water in Oregon that I grew up drinking, but it's hard enough that I've looked into water softeners because everything has like buildup on it. And in my mind, I'm mathing out like either I could replace everything in this house over time and have to just replace it again once the buildup happens again, or we could look into getting a water softener, but we still would have to replace everything. So My parents got a water softener 30 years ago, never looked back. I mean, it's not an expense that is necessary, but it's like a someday. Someday I want that. Someday after we get, double pane windows and shit, like things that really affect our quality of life. This it's over there. One day, maybe. It's been a while since I checked in. How's the family? Good. Doing okay. Sam's had a migraine for about a week and a half. And my child is trying to make a death cake. So that's where we're at. That's where we are. So we're doing really good. Cooks competing in the Tour de France. Yeah. I explained to her what the X Games were yesterday. She was like, one day I'm going to be in the X Games. And then immediately fell off the bike. It was amazing. She does the cartoon thing where when she falls off of a bike or falls off the skateboard, she goes, I'm okay. Immediately. I didn't learn to ride a bike till I was 15. Her two boy cousins love riding bikes. They ride them all the time. And my mother-in-law got a secondhand, like, little mountain bike so that it could be ridden on the grass in the field, just for whatever kid was over to be able to ride it. And Clark hadn't tried at all because she was like, I don't know how to ride a bike. And I don't know why, but yesterday my nephew was over and he was riding and she was like, I really want to try. And my brother-in-law was like, why don't you try? And I'll help, I'll keep you stable, and you can give it a go. And she immediately was able to ride, which is tight. And you might ask why Sam and I hadn't tried to teach her how to ride a bike. I didn't know the mountain bike was in there. I didn't know it was in there. Oh, yeah. So she has a little bike from forever ago with training wheels on it. But had never really shown an interest in learning how to ride beyond that. So now suddenly she's like, I'm a biker now. That's what I said. I was like, you already do all of these other things that require a lot of balance. I think balance-wise, you'll be fine. It'll be remembering when you're about to crash into something, remembering to hit the brakes, that sort of stuff. That sort of thing. Oh my God. I watched, no spoilers, but I watched the new Amazing Digital Circus with Summer, like an hour after it came out. And I messaged Jesse and I was like, when are you watching it? And he was like, today. So I just waited. And then he just wrote back, oh my God. And I wrote, bro. And that's it. That's all we said to each other about it. Hardest part for me riding a bike was learning to go forward. You generate stability by propelling yourself, but that means you have to go. And if going is scary because if you fall, it might hurt. That's true. I think getting started is one of the harder things to learn for sure, especially after watching her have to learn that yesterday. She's mostly got it, but yeah. Crazy nostalgic seeing you on a stream. Good days watching you, T-Biscuit and Jesse. Yeah, I stream a lot. I only stream 1 day a week on camera, though. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm glad that. So my thing, some of you guys are saying I didn't even learn how to ride a bike till I was like 13 to 15, somewhere in there. I didn't learn to swim until I was a preteen. And I'm so glad that she's learned how to swim earlier than that because it was so scary learning how to swim as a teenager when all of the fears of drowning had fully embedded in my brain. I think a lot of that stuff is so much easier if you can at least learn the foundation when you're young before you're like, I might die, I was thrown into a pool and just told to swim as a kid. Don't recommend. That sounds terrifying. Summer's okay. Yeah, just a bunch of shit all kind of compounded at once. But I think Summer streamed yesterday as part of like a Minecraft. They're doing like a D&D themed Minecraft thing. The thing that is scary for me, I still can't put my head underwater without choking. And I was told by someone else who like teaches people to swim, she was like, it might just be the sort of shape of everything in there that it's hard for you to like keep water from getting into your sinuses. So I have to either keep my head above water or plug, like literally do that or I choke. But my kid has not had a problem with that at all. I'm so relieved. I got one of those little clips that you put on your nose. I used to have one of those too. I've been thinking about getting a new one. What is a cross tuber? Yeah, we were talking about that earlier. The title is kind of a goof because there's a Japanese VTuber management company that trademarked the term cross tuber, XTUBER, to mean somebody who does IRL content like what I'm doing right now and also VTubes. And so a bunch of us that already did that were like, oh my gosh, I've been a cross tuber this whole time. That's crazy. One of my friends from college brought up the fact she didn't know how to ride a bike during a group study session, and the session immediately ended for bike riding lessons. That's so wholesome, though. That's really cute. Everybody like, we're going to help you learn to ride a bike right now. It's bad. I jokingly call it the flesh model or flesh tubing. No, that's what I've called it many times. I thought XTUBER was a VTuber that went live on Twitter. That's what Sam thought. Sam was like, oh, are they trying to like corner the market of VTubers that are exclusively on Twitter? And I think a lot of people also thought that maybe it was a term for like a VTuber that does exclusively adult content. There's definitely a there's like language cultural things that have made that term not very clear. Extreme VTubing. Yeah, VTubers that skateboard. Whoa, that's crazy shit. That'd be pretty cool. Yeah, that'd be pretty tight. Well, again, in Japan, they wouldn't read it as XTuber. They read it as cross-tuber, like the cross between an IRL streamer and a VTuber. That, see, it's a language issue. My Oshi is so gnarly. Learning to ride an e-bike felt a bit like learning bike riding all over again because it just starts going, you panic and fall. I hadn't thought about that. I tried to ride a Vespa once. I occasionally romanticize Vespas. And I tried to ride a Vespa once and I ate shit. I like immediately fell over. Skill issue? Which part? Oh my gosh. Is Sam a good swimmer? I don't know. To be honest, I have no idea. I have seen him in the water in very limited capacities. The wasps think otherwise. Yeah, he definitely swims better than hornets. We have video proof of that. Every time I think about that, about him grabbing a wasp's nest and jumping into the pool, every time I think about that, there's like an animalistic reaction in me, not a whoa, that's so hot. It like, geez, how did you not get stung? I think it every single time. No, it's not attraction. It's terror. It's not attraction. It's just, Jesus, how did he get out unscathed? That's crazy. No, we looked him over. We looked like he did not get stung. It's crazy. I'm so glad it worked out. It's amazing. He's very brave, but being young is basically invincibility. I mean, I guess 30 isn't that old. I don't think that it's in the age range where people still feel invincible, though. I feel a little invincible sometimes. I was talking with Clark. She was asking me why people smoke. And I was trying to explain to her because she was like, there's a man smoking out there. I was like, yeah, honey, a lot of people smoke. And she was asking why people start smoking. And I was like, well, who knows? Honestly, like it's different for everybody. But the problem is a lot of people start smoking when they're young enough to still feel like it's not going to have a lot of repercussions down the line. And then you get to the repercussion stage and you're like, oh no, the consequences of my actions, right? And it's really hard to stop. It's like part of your routine. It's habitual. You're addicted, right? There's all these things. Oh, thank you so much for the raid. Welcome, guys. Hello. We're talking about cigarettes. Only for a second here. Yeah, and I had to explain like it's because you're gonna hit a stage between now and like full adulthood where you want to try a lot of things, and it's hard to feel like those things that you're trying are going to have any effect on future you. And that's the stage at which if people are gonna start smoking, they usually do. So just remember this conversation later. Just remember this conversation, you know? Fortunately, I think smoking is not seen as very cool among teenagers anymore. But I honestly don't know because I'm not a teenager. I don't know. They're all vapors instead. I got to be honest with you. I don't see any teens vaping at all. I see grown-ass adults vaping all the time, and I do not see teens vaping ever. All right, our XTUBER is so cool talking about cigarettes. No! Yeah. That's so true. That is another when I was in university, all of the tech people smoked. And the number of incoming freshmen that started smoking because they wanted to hang out with the older tech kids and they started smoking then, that was definitely I really want to like fit in because I'm sort of out of my depth right now kind of situation. So that definitely has. Somebody was saying when they got into construction, that's when they really got addicted to caffeine because everybody was constantly drinking coffee. There is a Friends episode like that with Rachel, I think. She like starts a new job and she feels like all of the like important conversations are happening during smoke breaks. So she's like, I'll come too. And they're like, but you don't smoke. And she's like, of course I do. Yeah, I think I told this story not that long ago, but the lady that I used to work for, the alpaca farmer that I used to work for in Oregon, she was addicted to a lot of shit. And one time when she was rolling her cigarettes, she was like, I gave up everything. I'm okay with this. I will keep this one. I'll keep this one. It's fine. Like, I started doing so much shit that at this point, like this, I'm pretty proud of myself. I'll just keep the cigarettes around. Don't let perfect be the enemy of good, for real. Like, because my dad used to be a pretty hardcore drinker, and has also smoked my entire life. And he, at one point when I was younger, tried to give up both at the same time and was like, this is not happening. I'm not doing this. I can't do that. Like, I'll give up the alcohol. I have to keep the cigarettes just for now. Like, I can't be doing both. It's hard, man. One addiction is hard enough. I can't imagine being like, I'm gonna quit them all. Like, that's crazy. Someone in party politics here said the same thing. Important stuff discussed and connections made during smoke breaks make it a disadvantage to quit. Yeah. Yeah, even like to a lesser extent with that, just if your entire friend group smokes, it'd be really hard to be like, I don't want to do that anymore, because it feels social then. Clark, after her big performance on Friday, she was like, Daddy, I'm gonna take your phone. He was like, okay. She was like, what would happen if I took your phone for the whole weekend? He was like, nothing, probably. She's like, are you sure? Because I think you're addicted to your phone. He was like, I'd be fine if you took my phone for the whole weekend. And she was like, okay. But she forgot about it after one day. She took it and he was like, sure, take it. She took it into her room. She like hid it in her bedroom overnight and just completely forgot that she had done that. Because they were talking about sleeping. Clark sleeps to podcasts, not podcasts, sorry, audiobooks. And Sam puts on streams to fall asleep. And she was like, if I took your phone, you wouldn't even be able to fall asleep. He was like, of course I could. I could fall asleep with nothing if I wanted. And Clark was like, yeah, me too. It's so stupid. It was such a dumb fight. Yeah. What if I take it and then hide it somewhere and forget where I hid it and then it's just gone? Cut from the same cloth. 100%. Yeah. This is very cute. No, we're still on Loki. She still just wants to listen to the Loki books every single night. We've got them memorized by now, dude. Fortunately, they're good. Fortunately, they're really good audiobooks. So I don't mind hearing them play in her room every single night. Ugh. but it's become like, with little kids, sometimes specific songs will cue them to feel sleepy. It's that. The second Loki's playing, she's like, yeah, I fall asleep with nothing. Occasionally, if I'm finding if it feels like my brain is kind of in overdrive, sometimes when I'm really anxious about something, it's really difficult for me to just like fall asleep. And that's when I'll put on like Chilluminati or something. But most nights I literally just curl up and fall asleep. But I've always been an easy sleeper. That's why Sam's family called me Dormouse for the first like 3 years. Cuz I would just fall asleep anywhere. My best friend growing up listening to whale songs to sleep. Sleepovers meant staying awake till she passed out and then finally being able to turn it off. Aw. Isn't that funny? Yeah. I feel like we had a similar conversation recently when we were talking about people having like a running commentary in their minds versus not. I feel very comfortable with no music on, nothing to listen to, like complete silence. I've always been very, very comfortable with. And a friend of mine was like, maybe that's because there's just always nothing specific going on up there. So it's just more of the same, right? I think streams to fall asleep to are dangerous depending on the sleeper. Not mentioning anyone, sudden screaming is possible. It's true. Sam watches, man, sometimes Sam will put on like a GTA RP streamer. And, nothing will happen on those for hours sometimes. And then suddenly everyone is fucking yelling. The number of times that I'll be walking around the house and be like, what the fuck am I hearing? And it's Sam's phone from the other room. Ichigeki, thank you so much for subscribing. Welcome to the cat gang. Thank you. My dog. I think that's my dog. Hold on. Clark, let the dog out. Ooh, let the dog. I'm just going to leave it here. Enjoy. Look at my shit. Hi. It wasn't my dog. It was a different dog. Peach was framed. Peach was outside, which she's not supposed to be right now, but we'll see. She might be fine. On cold days like this, she loves to just sit outside because, she's a little snow dog. So, but no, my My sister-in-law's Dachshund was out there just like, Peach was chilling. She was chilling real hard. Bring back the chair. The chair never left. The chair's doing its job. It's a working dog. Let it do its job. I've never seen a more resilient chair. Dude, one day this chair is truly going to explode, though. And I'm going to be like, why didn't I get a new one? A delivery guy came to deliver something for my mom, my mother-in-law, and Peach was barking at him because that's all she knows how to do. And she's an alarm dog. She was barking. She was excited and she was barking. And the guy was like, I don't know why you would ever get a white dog. And I was like, that's a weird thing to say about somebody else's dog when you don't know them. But also, I was like, I mean, she's fine. Do you mean like you would worry that she would get dirty? Like, she doesn't really get that dirty. And he was like, what kind of dog is she? I was like, she's Samoyed. They're like snow dogs. And he just made the weirdest face and then left. I was like, I don't know what this guy's problem was with my dog. If he had said like, wow, she's loud, I would have been like, yeah, dude, I know. But he instead pointed out that she was a white dog and thought that was weird. It's like, okay. Maybe it's a shedding concern. But again, like, who are you? Like, he didn't expand on that at all. He was like, I don't know why you would ever get a white dog. And just let that sit in the air. Inside thoughts. Holy shit. Can I tell you? Oh my God. Dude. Clark and I were watching like little, they do like little short videos for Disney Channel stuff. And one of them was like taking 3 actors from 3 different Disney Channel properties, putting them all together, and then having them like do their special talents for one another. I'm not trying to make fun of kids. That is not the intention here. Okay. But one of them said that she had a perfect Cockney accent, that was her talent. And she went up there. They're teenagers, and I'm still kids. I'm not trying to make fun of them. Okay. But Clark and I both were like, oh no, because she went up there and she did like an okay English-ish accent. Okay. The part that absolutely killed us was she was like, yeah, this accent from who even knows where. And Clark was like, she doesn't know where the accent's from. Incredible. No, they're American kids. They're all American kids on Disney Channel shows. Insane. She was like, I can do a perfect Cockney accent. Did not. Was like, I don't even know where a Cockney accent is from. And then a producer off to the side was like, a Cockney accent's from a part of London. And she was like, oh, well, now I know. It's like, I don't understand how you would get to the point where you're like, I have a perfect accent. This specific accent I can do perfectly, but know nothing about it, where it's from. Like nothing. It was wild. Yeah. extreme confidence. It was really intense. Yeah. One kid said that his talent was catching stuff, so they just threw shit at him. It was crazy. These videos are crazy. He was like, my secret talent is catching stuff. And they just chucked things at him. They put him on the stage and they just chucked stuff at him. And the other two who were on the episode with him had to be like, that was amazing. I love it. No, it's not a talent show. Here are 3 actors from like popular Disney Channel stuff. And we're going to do like a short form, like digital thing where these 3 actors are going to like showcase like a secret part of themselves, right? Some of them do really cool stuff. One of them was like, I can juggle, and juggled really well. I was like, that's awesome. And then there's I can catch stuff kid, and I could do a perfect Cockney accent kid. Incredible. And it was hard to tell if like anyone pushed back on those. Amazing. My dog's barking again. I think if it's not my dog for the second time, my poor dog catching strays. It was my dog. It was my dog. Look at her. Isn't she pretty? Hi. Here. Sorry. She's looking at me like, what the fuck was that all about? Hi. Okay. I don't have anything for you up here. I didn't plan on you being up here. Here she goes. Just find something and chill. But why would you get a white dog? She's huge. You know what's funny is she is so small compared to other Sammys. Aren't you? You're a tiny girl, huh? You're actually so small. Did you know white dogs are responsible for climate change? Oh my God. Why did I get a white dog? That's crazy. Yeah, she's pretty small. She's pretty small for the type of dog she is, but that's the issue, isn't it? Not to call myself small, but like, I think a lot of times when Sam holds a thing and then I hold the thing, people are like, holy shit, it looks gigantic. I'm surprised you can pick her up. She still can't figure out how to go up the stairs to my office. So I pick her up almost every day. We don't have to clean her. She has this like super thick double coat. So basically any dirt just gets on the top layer and it like sloughs off. Yeah, she's a self-cleaning dog. It's crazy. Because people ask that all the time. They're like, that's crazy that you can be out here when it's so muddy and she's still so white. And I'm like, yeah, well, we never have to clean her. In fact, we're told not to. We're told to not really give her baths because it can like create like bacteria pockets against her skin because the hair is so thick. Yeah, she's just loud. She's just one of the loudest dogs I've ever met in my life. But again, very useful. Very useful. The second that someone is outside of the gate, she is barking. We know if we've ordered like takeaway or something, we barely need to pay attention to our phones because the second that someone is here, she's like, bark, 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 bark. Yes, we take her to the groomers twice a year. And then we know that she's getting like completely dry and completely clean. Small and loud fits right in. Sam has made the same joke. Yeah, her legs are okay. What are you doing? What are you doing? Just trying to get comfy? She's cute. I've always wondered why dogs do that. Are they excited or are they saying, hey, get lost when they bark when someone shows up? I think it depends on the breed. If it's more of like a protector breed, it's like, are you supposed to be here? You better really think about this. You know? For Peach, it's mostly excitement. She barks when she's excited. And she loves people. So the second that a person is there, she's like, bark, 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 you know. But I think it also for her like fulfills kind of a like that feels like her job is to tell us that someone's there. Because she does that with animals in the house too. If like Cindy or any of the other animals come in and Peach knows they don't live in the house, she immediately comes to get us. And if we respond to that, so if an animal comes in and she comes to me and I can tell she has like certain body language when it's like something is happening in the house right now, right? If I get up to follow her, she will bark the entire way there, the whole time I'm dealing with the animal, until the animal is out of the house and the door is shut. She will bark the entire time. Which is great. She's also learned that Sherlock is not supposed to eat our food. He's really notorious for trying to like steal a bite. So if we're eating in the living room and Peach sees Sherlock come in, she will like get up from wherever she is and steer him out of the room. And if he jumps up onto the table and tries to eat our food, she will bark until he's off the table. I'm like, good girl. Good girl. Snitches get scritches. That's hilarious and true. Yes. And how are the kitties? Old, man. They're both old. Sherlock's coming up on 17 this year. And I mean, is mostly acting the same, But he does have a tumor. He's had a tumor for the last like year and a half. Yeah, he'll be 17 this year. And then Watson is 11. So, yeah, they're both pretty old. Watson's reached the old lady point where she doesn't want to deal with any bullshit ever. If I haven't scooped the litter box in a day, she'll pee on something I love. She'll find something I like and pee on it. Like, what are you doing? You have one job. Which is crazy because until she was like 9 or 10, I had never once had either of these cats pee on something they weren't supposed to. My cat's getting old. He's 14, 15. Yeah. It's crazy. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like I've been trying to like mentally prepare for whatever's going to happen with Sherlock for like 2 straight years now, and he's still just like picking fights with the dog and stealing our food and just doing all the normal Sherlock stuff still. Yeah, when I got Sherlock, he was a year-ish. So I think he's turning 17 this year. My cat passed at 20 in January. I'm so sorry. There's something incredibly rewarding about a geriatric cat, but also you will never be prepared. Yeah. Yeah, I was talking about it with Clark because she was the one who brought up the fact that like the cats have been around her entire life. And so I was pretty upfront with her when we found out that Sherlock had a tumor. And I was like, yeah, so we don't really know, we don't really know how long we're going to have him or when it's going to get bad. But, you know. But I didn't realize that most of the time dogs have a much shorter lifespan than cats. I found that really surprising. Because I was looking up how long Sammys tend to live. And I was like, God, she probably won't even make it to 10 years old. That's wild. That's so short. And then I was trying to think about how long my like childhood dogs lived, and I can't remember. I remember getting them and I remember them passing away, but I don't remember like how long I had them in my life. I remember the impact, So I wonder if that'll be more like what it's like for Clark, is like she'll more remember like the impact of the cats being around a lot when she was a kid, but not like how long they were there really. Dogs vary hugely based on size. Chihuahuas make it to 20. Interesting. So tiny dogs live a long life. Yeah, that's true. That's true. She's small, as we established. Small for her breed. Sustained by spite. What, Chihuahuas? Dude, Chihuahuas get such a bad rap. I have met some of the loveliest dogs I've ever met are Chihuahuas. But I was, in LA where they were everywhere. So there was a huge pool of Chihuahuas to meet. And some of them are just so chill and sweet, man. I mean, I do think that they are anxious dogs, but the anxiety can present as being very aggressive sometimes. I'd be anxious if I had to hang around at ankle level with a bunch of giants all day. Fair. Um, yeah, Mabel was my mother-in-law's French Mastiff, and I think she was 6 when she passed. And I kept being like, but you just got her. But that's also how I felt about rats. Rats are like 2 years. And rats are so sweet, dude. Rats are so sweet. 2 years? Sucks. It is heartbreaking because they're so social and they're so interactive and you fall in love with them. And then 2 years goes by like a snap, man. Free Ren moment. No. Okay, Peach Weech. What you thinking about? Nothing. Just plopping. I don't know if you could hear that. I love the sounds that she makes. They're so funny. She started like clockwork every day at 5 a.m., coming into my bedroom and barking at me to open up the door to let her out to pee. And I'm like, we can't push this just an hour. Like, just an hour would make such a huge difference. It has to be 5 a.m. every day that you got to pee. Yeah. That's true. We're finally going to be back in line with America next weekend, right? What is that song? Is it from a Disney movie? I don't think so. New sensation, congregation, below. I know so few words. I think one of the school choirs did it. Maybe that's why I'm thinking about it. I do know the melody. It's apparently not helpful, though, because nobody in chat knows what fucking song I'm talking about. Dude, the Dune community is pissing me off. Can I say that? The Dunes community is pissing me off, okay? Because tell me why on anytime people are talking about Dune 3, a bunch of Dune loving motherfuckers come in there and are like, I can't wait for everybody to have their minds blown. They all think this is gonna happen and it's not. Shut up. Shut the fuck up. What are you doing? Nobody's gonna be blown away now. Huh? What are you doing? But he's like, I can't believe, man, everybody watched the second Dune movie and they think that these books are about this, but they're not. And I can't wait for the third movie to come out so everybody gets their mind blown. Shut the fuck up. Like, how do people type that and not think to themselves, I might be destroying this exact thing I'm excited for. I'm actively ruining the thing I'm excited about. Shut up! It's fine. Yeah. Even just, and I've said this before when playing games, like even just having somebody say, whoa, you're going to love the twist in this game. That sucks. I didn't know there was a twist. Now I do. Now I'm going to be looking for indicators of a twist, right? Shut up. No, Eggs pointed out that it's about being smug and superior, and I think that that's absolutely what it is. It's like getting high on the superiority complex of like knowing, but it's stupid. I hate that when I'm reading book reviews. Yeah. Sorry. Have I ever accidentally done that? I don't know. I hope not, but I mean, maybe. Occasionally, Jesse and I talk about things on Geekenders, and I'll say like, not to spoil anything, but, and I'll say something that I feel like isn't really a spoiler, but people will be like, these idiots constantly spoiling shit after saying they're not going to spoil stuff, you know. Hot take, I think Jesse's really bad at it. I think Jesse's really bad about being like, this isn't a spoiler, but, and then explaining so much about the movie or the game or the book that he's talking about. I think he gets too excited and just keeps talking. I try really hard to have like a very specific thing that I'm going to say and try to keep it vague or have it not really indicate anything else about the thing. I try. I probably fail sometimes. Jesse spoils things with no effort. I get passionate and then I realize I spoiled it. Yeah. One time he was talking about a thing and I was like, "Stop, you're spoiling it." And he and I had a whole conversation where we realized that like our ideas of what spoilers are is very different. And I do think there's a gradient there. Like me saying, I don't even want somebody to say there's a twist in this. Not everybody would think that that's a spoiler. I do feel like that's a spoiler, right? It doesn't tell me anything specific about the media, but I still don't want to know it, right? For Jesse, I think anything that is just like general information about the thing, right? Is fine. You can tell him pretty much the entire summary of a movie, and as long as you don't include the end, he's like, nice, you know? Jesse literally told us 2 of the endings to the dating game he said we should play. That's true. Yeah. I think when you're streaming a game or even like playing a game with other people in the room, you kind of have to accept that your experience playing that game isn't going to be like a purely I'm just experiencing this by myself situation. There are going to be comments or reactions or speculations. Those things are just naturally going to happen. Um, you know. This community is usually really good about it. Yeah, but we went through a lengthy training process. We went through a very long process of learning what is and isn't okay to say in chat, That's so true. T-Trek said, having been on the receiving end of a couple of Jesse spoilers, I have to say it's not uncommon that, I lost it. It's not uncommon that he misremembers what actually happened. We experienced that with, with the game. Shit. Revenge on Gold Diggers. We experienced that. There were a few things that he described in Geek Enders, and when we were playing the game, we were like, that's nothing like how he described it, which I thought was pretty funny. It gets worse with age. I'm still blaming the caffeine. For those of you who came in halfway through the stream, I'm trying not to have any caffeine this week. And I am having trouble putting sentences together. Yeah, I just like to stop drinking coffee for a week, you know, occasionally. I think it's good for me to not have caffeine for a week or however long, you know. But yeah, it makes me more irritable. I get headaches. It's not a fun time for anybody. It's not fun for anyone. I'm glad I can experience this kind of DOOGER. What kind? The kind that can't remember how to put a sentence together. It's a poopy D. Yes, 100%. Caffeine is my forfeit for Lent this year, and the first week was terrible. I believe in you. Shakes your hand. We've got this. We can do this. I was talking about it with Bree. Bree is mostly caffeine free. Bree stopped drinking it because she was curious if it was affecting her anxiety. And if I'm worrying about a thing, it like spills into everything, right? So I have a lot of stuff that I've been overthinking about, and I was like, maybe this would be a good time to not drink caffeine for a bit and see if it helps me sort of like collect my thoughts better. Instead of spiraling as the alternative. It's her without caffeine. Yeah. Isn't she a peach? Brains are dumb. I agree. Brains are so smart and so dumb and so annoying and so amazing. I'm drinking chamomile. I'm drinking chamomile right now. Don't suggest hot chocolate. I was explaining earlier, I don't like to drink hot chocolate. Neither does my kid, which is always a mess around the holidays because they try to, you know, everybody tries to put a nice little hot drink together for the kids, and she does not want it. No, it's not because I don't. Trust me. Trust me. The crossover of things I eat and my kid eats, that Venn diagram is so tiny. Yeah, that's why around in the winter, if somebody's making hot chocolate for the kids, I'll also make hot cider. No alcohol. before somebody's like, cider. I'll do like a mulled apple juice basically. And my kid loves that. Man, I want that now. Maybe I should make some of that. Even though it's spring, maybe I should make some. I drink absurd amounts of mulled wine around the holidays. Dude, basically anywhere you go, like we go to like a nativity and all kinds of shit around the holidays, and they just pass it out. It's great. Do you still have your mug collection? Not really, because I moved countries, so I kept 12 of them, and 2 of them broke on the way over here. The rest of them I gave to my friends as like a always remember me kind of thing. And yeah. So I wound up over here with 10. Now Jesse has 100 mugs. I mean, from what I understand, quite a few people took some, but anywho, we're coming up on time. I have to help my kid make the rest of this death cake. Wish me luck. Wish me luck. Wish me luck. Wish me luck. I'm my hope. 2 more crash outs. That's my hope. Just 2. 2 more crash outs, and then we're good and we're happy with the cake. Please. I don't think I can handle more than 2. Not me. I won't crash out. But I have a sweet perfectionist child that wants this cake to be perfect, despite being an almost 8-year-old and having never made a cake like this before. The tractors are out. Okay, let me read off our activity feed. Where are you, activity feed? Oh my God, that's so loud. Can you hear that? How do you deal with crash outs? What, with my kiddo? I try to remove her from whatever it is that's making her crash out. And then suggest a break. That's usually with this cake thing, it's been a lot of like, it's not ruined. Everything's okay. We just need to get into a place where we can problem solve instead of feeling like it's all ruined. So let's take a breath. Let's go in the other room. We'll sit for a minute. And then when you're feeling like we can come back to it, we'll come back and we'll see if we can get some ideas. So, and that's worked pretty much every time. She's always had a new idea. She's always had a fix. So, yeah, we go for the smoke break. No, long story short, at her school they do each like unit that they're learning, whatever their like primary thing that they're learning about is. They're told that they need to come to school with a project, and it can be anything as long as it's approved by the teacher. They can like explain something that they learned in whatever the way they want. And my kid was like, what if I make a cake? And the teacher said, that would be amazing. You should do that. And stitched me the fuck up. It's been really fun, honestly. It's just she wants it to be perfect, and it won't be, you know? Okay. Empty Noise, thank you for the 103. Prince Kaitsu for the 103 as well. Michael L8 for the 136. Hot Dog, that's crazy. Hasmo Bean for the 65. True Heart for the 122. Exaven for the raid. Thank you again for that. And also for the 113 months. Ichigeki, thank you so much for subscribing. Welcome to the Cat Gang. Runner for the 90. Today Tree for the 15. Unicorns Like a Boss for the 79. Cryptic Echo for the 76. Bago Beefcake for the 5. And Elysianette for the 89. Thanks, guys. No, it's great. It's great. I'm glad that that she has a teacher that's like, girl, you're so creative. You could do anything. Go for it. The only stipulation is they can't do the same thing twice. So she's done a video. She built a toy that counted as like model making. And yeah, and now we're doing a cake. I have no idea what the fuck we're gonna do after this. It feels like she's escalating. Feels like she's escalating. I don't know where we can go from here, really. Oh my gosh. Let's raid Happy Chef. Happy Chef TV. Go say hi, spread love and joy. Thank you so much for spending part of your Sunday with me. I will be back streaming tomorrow. So I'll see you then. Actually, I will be streaming tomorrow. I don't think we'll be at our normal time though. Because I'm gonna have to help bring in this fucking cake. So yeah. I guess stay tuned. Keep your eyes peeled to Discord, and I'll post what winds up being the plan. But take care of yourselves, everybody. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.